Hi all, good morning. Okay, so in our previous class, we were discussing about ORM feature. So ORM means object relationship mapping. So where we already have the classes created, classes are already available within Salesforce. We just need to instantiate the class and then create an object for it and then make use of the class members. Where class members, when I say, it can be variables, it can be methods. Yeah, methods, when I say it's called subprograms. Yeah, we are going to discuss that today. Okay, so yes, uh, how to write a class we have discussed, and these are the basic methods which are by default available in every uh, object which we have in Salesforce, standard objects. Okay. Right. This is how we create an object for a class and then make use of access the class members. So the four steps, if you remember, you will have to write down the class code. But yes, with the help of object relationship mapping ORM, we don't have to write the class code. That means for our standard objects which are available in Salesforce, so we can directly instantiate an object for the class and then we can access those members of the class. Okay, so create an object, step one. Step two, assign values to the class members. And step three is retrieve values from the class members. Okay, right. So we were having four steps, right? Class code, create an object, assign values, retrieve values. But as part of ORM, we have eliminated our first step. So all we are just making use of already available class. So we are instantiating an object, assigning values and retrieving values. That is what we were doing. And apart from that, we were also um making use of the DML statements, that is insert, update or delete. So these are the DML statements which we can directly use on our objects. Yep. So this is how we create an account record and test whether it is already created or not by using once an account record is getting created, automatically Salesforce will give an ID for the record. So record ID. So we are checking account dot ID not equal to null. If it is created, it's not null. So yes, then our record got created and inserted. Okay. So a couple of assignments I have given. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, this is where the last main topic which we were talking. So creating the related records. So by using the Apex programming, we can create related records inside the object. So yes, related, when I say the objects which are linked in either a lookup or a master detail relationship. So we can create a related records for the parent object, for the child object, which is linked to a parent object. Okay. So when we take an example of account and contact, so it's a lookup relationship between account and contact where account is the parent and contact is the child object. Okay. So how we are going to do? Yeah, that we have discussed. So the same procedure, we are just creating an account record and inserting the account record. Then next, what we are doing, we are going to create a related record for account record for this particular account record. So yes, in that case, one important point which we need to remember is we will have to pass the account record ID as a linking field to our child record. Okay. So here, if account record ID not equal to null, system.debug account record is created. and contact record we are creating, and this step is most important. Yep. So that one, what we are doing here is we are creating the lookup field, the relationship field. We are assigning it to this particular account record. So this point we missed in our last class. Okay. So yes, if we need to create a related record, I need to have a link being created between the records, right? So this particular line of code says that I am passing my account record ID as a related field to the contact object record. Okay, so that's where it is going to get linked to this particular contact which we are going to create. It is going to get linked to this particular account record which we are creating. Okay, yeah. So, okay, let's see this one. Sorry. Yeah, we are going to, we already have the code, so we are going to check it, how it is going to work. Okay, so we did that in the previous class, but there was some problem, right? So let's fix that first. Right, so here, so yeah, our scenario is we will write a program to create an account, to insert an account record and a related case record. Okay, so I have this already with me. So let's go to our anonymous window. Yeah. So till now we were writing the code on the anonymous window. So yeah, in today's topic of subprograms, we are going to write the code on the subprograms which are a part of a class itself. So those are going to be saved. Okay. So here, yeah, if you see this code, so what we are doing is we are creating an account record and then creating a related case record. Okay. So this is our scenario. So account ACC equals to new account, creating an object for account dot name, rating. We are passing the values, that is assigning the values, and then we are inserting this particular record into our account object, and then we are testing if the account record has been created or not. If a record has been created, then account.id will not be null. So as part of this statement, all the class members will be marked as null with the help of default constructor. So once we assign the values and insert the record, all these values will be changed from null to these respective values. And ID field is not assigned or created by us, it will be created by the Salesforce. So once we perform the insert operation, the DML operation, it is going to create an ID field for this particular account record. So that means it will not be null. So we are checking account.id not equal to null and then displaying that ID. Okay. So till here, it's easy. Now we are creating a related case record for our account record. So case CS is equals to new case, and then pass on some important required fields. CS dot status is equals to new, and CS dot priority is equals to high. CS dot, yeah, this particular field value, we will have to pass it as our account dot ID, because we wanted to link this particular case record to our parent record, parent account record. So that's the reason we will have to pass case dot cs dot account ID is equals to account dot ID. So if you see, normally on the case object, you will have ID field, account ID field as well. A reason case is related to account in a lookup relationship. Okay, right? So this is important. If you don't pass this, it's going to create two individual records. That is one account record, one case record. It's going to create two different records. Account record gets created and inserted into account object, and case record gets created and inserted into case object. Both of them are not related. Okay. So yes, if you pass this, then account record gets created. For that particular account record, a case record gets created, right? So insert DML operation, and then we are testing whether this case record has been created or not. Yeah, we did it. Okay. This is how it looks. So any questions here? We are good, right? So let's go ahead and try executing it. Test related records is our account record name. Debug only, right? So our account record is created, and this is the record ID. So it's not null. Then we are creating a case record. So case record ID is this one. Okay, right? So account object ID is 001, case object ID is 500. Okay, so it is created. So let's go ahead and verify that particular thing. So go to our accounts. Okay, let me share. Right. So accounts, yeah, this is our, let's go. Okay, today I don't have a list view for today's created. So this is the record which we have created now. Yeah, let's open. Right. Details created today. Yeah. Date. Yeah. Okay. So it's created today. This is just now we have created this record, account record. So if you go to related, click on related, you can see a case record created here. And this is our case record. Okay. So let me open this in a new tab. Right. So if you see this is also created 12/5/6:20 p.m. And I wanted to show you the same 12/5/6:20 p.m. So both are created at once. And these are the records which we have inserted. And this particular account record has a case, a related case record created. And this is our case record. Okay, so when you see the account name, you can see the actual account name. So this is how the related record works. So you will have to supply the parent record ID to the child record. Then only it will get linked. That's the main point which we will have to keep in mind while creating a related records. So the next one, write an Apex program to insert hiring manager record and a related position record. This is for you. And yeah, creating the bulk records. So yes, we can create the bulk records by using, our iterative statements for loop. Okay. Yeah, this is how you create bulk records based on the counter. So 10 records I'm creating, 10 account records. Okay. But okay. So, but the problem here is we should always keep in mind about the governor limits. That means we are allowed to perform only uh, 150 SQL transactions or DML statements per transaction. Okay, so we should not use insert DML statements inside the for loop. That's we'll have to keep in mind. Yeah, how we are going to deal that? We are going to talk about collections soon. So there we are going to deal how we are going to bring this particular DML statements out of our for loop, and then we are still going to perform the same kind of operation. Okay. Right. So this write an Apex program to insert 100 hiring manager opportunity record. Yeah, these are all the assignments which you can do it. And yeah, these are the assignments which I'll ping you on. Actually, I will share notes today. Yeah. So these are all the assignments. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic, that is sub programs. Okay, so sub programs means what? So sub programs are nothing but they are used to implement the business logic. So what we were doing till now, we are not writing the actual business logic on our class. We were writing it on the execute anonymous window, which where we are, if we need to save it, we are saving it on Notepad or somewhere. Okay, right. But now onwards, we can go ahead and write down the business logic in our class code itself with the help of subprograms. Okay, subprograms will be containing like one or more statements which are used to perform some kind of operations. So any operations like even the insert, let's say create a record. So yes, we can do that operation with the help of a subprogram. Let's say we will have to perform addition, multiplication, or the calculator operations. Yes, we can do. We can write the program for performing those operations. Okay. So by using this subprograms, we are avoiding the complexity. That means um, we can make the code to be reusable. Okay. So same subprogram can be used somewhere else also, right? So that's where we are making the code reusable with the help of subprograms. So subprograms be always defined within the class only. So we are not writing the code anywhere anymore into the business logic into the anonymous window. Okay, only the execution we are writing. So this is going to be saved into our metadata repository. Okay, right. So Apex provides us two types of subprograms, right? So one of them is procedures, the other one is functions. So procedures, so these are like, so when I say subprograms, some people call it methods. Okay. So yeah, subprograms can are of two types, procedures and functions. So procedures, it's like they are used to, you know, kind of fire and forget features. So which contains, that means these are kind of void methods, void functions which are not going to return anything to the user, but they are going to perform the operations. Okay. So they perform certain operation and they will not return any. So these, so once the operations has been done, it won't return any value to the calling environment. So those are the procedures. So that means okay. So fire and forget. That means they just get fired and they don't return anything, right? So those kind of features are provided with the help of procedures. So let's go to functions. So these are like request and reply features which contains one or more statements to perform certain operations. Okay. So that means let's take an example of our Gmail itself, right? So when you click gmail.com, you will be asked to enter your credentials, that is user ID and password. So when you enter the user ID and then when you enter the password, then when you click on sign in, so what is going to happen? That means we are requesting for the login to access the features, and then as a result of it, after the authentication has been performed, then it is going to show us the particular login screen. When I say the portal, which is specifically uh, kind of dashboard which is specifically for you, like it also greets you, welcome so and so, and this is your page, right? So that is how they are designed. So all those kind of functionalities are going to be implemented with the help of functions. Okay. So that means these are like request reply features. So request, that means we are waiting for the function to return to us something, right? So that's, those kind of features are called functions. Okay. So a single class can have one or more procedures and functions. So it can be more than one also. So we can write multiple procedures, multiple functions in a single class. Yes, that's possible. Okay. So in that, again, in the procedures, we have two types, that is parameterized procedures and non-parameterized procedures. Okay. So one is non-parameterized. Right. So parameterized procedures, when I say these are going to return nothing, sorry, non-parameterized, these are going to return nothing, and we are going to specify the return type as void. Void means nothing. Okay. So the syntax, something looks like access specifier and followed by our void, then our procedure name. So this is how it looks like. Here you write the business logic. AS again, we already discussed the access specifiers, public, public, private, protected, global, right? So those are the access specifiers, and then void keyword, and then our procedure name. Sorry, followed by the parentheses. Okay. And within the flower braces, we are going to write our business logic. So this is how our non-parameterized procedures looks like. Okay, they are not going to return anything, and that's where the void keyword says. All right, so let's go ahead and write down a small piece of code for our class. Okay, so let's go to so here on our developer console, what I'm doing is I'm just creating a new, click on Apex class. I'm writing accounts helper class. Click on OK. And this is how the skeleton will be prepared once we give the name. So let's go ahead and write down a small class with a non-parameterized procedure. Okay, so yeah, public class accounts helper, and I wanted to write some procedure, access specifier, void, and create account. So this is a procedure name. You can give it any name if you want, right? Yeah. So open the braces, and then now what we are going to do, we are going to create an account record. Account AC is equals to new. Right. So we were writing few other account records, right? So what are the mandatory fields on account? I think name, rating, industry. Yeah. Okay. So account dot name. This is non-parameterized. Non-parameterized procedure. So account name, I'm giving it like this. Yeah. Okay. Then AC dot rating. So the difference between writing the code here on our class and writing the code on our execute anonymous window, what is the difference? Did anyone made it up? So here, if you see, there is no intelligence feature available on our execute anonymous window, whereas on our developer console, we have this feature already. So if you create an object, yeah, if you create an object, then Let me close this. So here, if you see, when I type AC dot, I'm going to get all the field names here, right? So since I created an object for an account record, all the account class members are accessible with this object, right? So that's how the IntelliSense feature is there. One benefit. The other one is our code gets saved into the metadata repository, right? Execute anonymous window code doesn't get saved. So the same code, if we want to reuse, if we want to modify in the future, yeah, in the future, yes, we can do it. We can go to file menu, open classes, and then yes, we can access it, right? So account.industry, what industry? Hmm, healthcare, right? So we created an account record, and here what do we need to do? We need to perform the DML operation. Insert AC. Okay. And we are also testing AC.id not equals to null. System.debug. Account record is created with ID. Okay. Plus AC.id, right? And I want to print another statement. We are in the non-parameterized procedure, right? Yeah. So any problems? No. So here it will display some problems if we have, and here you will have a red mark displayed here if our code has any problems, right? So class we are writing inside the class we are writing a non-parameterized procedure. That means it's not going to return anything, but it is just going to create a record. Okay, account AC equals new account, and then I'm passing the values, inserting that particular record and checking whether that record is created or not. Yes. Yes, if it is created, display the record ID. And then I'm just putting a message that I am on the non-parameterized procedure. I'm inside that. Okay. So yes, we can do this. So now how to execute this? Yes, we have to go to our anonymous window. So here till here, it's going to be saved on our metadata repository. Okay, so we are going to make use of it again. So yes, how to go ahead and yeah, do you remember the previous classes? So how do I need to invoke my uh how do I invoke my class members? Can anybody see if you remember? So here, what should I do? I just need to create an object for my class. and then access the class members. So can anybody tell me what should I write here? Hope you're all with me, not sleeping. Right. So here what do we need to do is we just need to create an instance of our class accounts helper. I'm taking it as AH is equals to new accounts helper. So I'm creating an object for my class and I wanted to call the method, the subprogram. So yeah, create. So you can copy and yes. So let's take an example. You will have to give the class name and the method name as it is. So let's take an example. If we say different method name, it's going to give an exception invalid method name. Okay. So let's expect that exception now. So because our method which we have written is different from the one which we are calling, right? So let's execute and it should give an exception, right? Method does not exist or incorrect signature. Okay. So here you have to give the correct class name and give the correct method name. Then it is going to get executed, right? Execute, create account record. What is the problem? From types, public class, accounts helper. Accounts helper, yes. AH is equals to new accounts helper. Yep. Yeah. What is the problem here? Can anyone say? Right. The problem here is not the capital letter which I have changed, but the problem is that we haven't saved the class yet, right? So if you see accounts helper.apxc, this star mark, it says that this particular class has not been saved, right? So let me save it. Click on Control S and you see it's saved now. Okay. So yes, you can use the small letter or capital letter. I don't think so. It does make sense. It doesn't have any difference. Right. Let me save. Yeah. Okay. So now let me execute it. First exception on row 0, first error, billing city. Yeah, this is what I was asking for. Right. So for our account record to be inserted, we need the billing city to be the required field. Yeah, I'm just going with the IntelliSense. Bangalore. Okay. So let me save and try executing it. Should go well. Right. Okay. So account record is created with ID 001. And then it is also displaying that I am in the non-parameterized procedure, right? So our statement. So that means that particular line is getting executed. We are in the non-parameterized procedure. Okay, so let's go ahead and re-verify this particular uh, accounts helper class. Okay, so our account name is non-parameterized procedure. that is the account name which we have created. So let's go to our org. Yeah, go to accounts. And if you see first one, non-parameterized procedure, this is the account record which just got inserted. Okay. So if you see the time on the details, if you see the time created just now, right? 6:47 p.m. Yeah. Okay. So this is how you create your non-parameterized uh, procedure. So similarly, we can have the parameterized procedures as well, where we are just going to pass some values at the runtime. So those values can be passed as parameters on our procedure itself, right? Okay. Yep. So this is how our all about this subprograms topic. Yeah, we will be talking more on the functions again. So functions, we just need to write it in a format where we are going to return a value. That means, okay, so yeah, let me show you. Let's take an example of public void get account. So is this a procedure or a function? So in this both, which one is the function, which one is the procedure? Can anybody say?
I think get account is a function.
No.
No,
It,
because it's collection, right? Get set, that is
sorry?
different.
No, no. It's based on the return type. So if the return type is void, it's procedure. If the return type is other than void, it's function. Okay. So now the second one is public Boolean active account. It's a function. Okay. So anything which has the return type as void, it's a procedure. Anything which has the return type other than void, it's a function. So altogether, these are called methods. Some people call it methods also, right? So yes, we will write more on the functions, and also we'll start with the collections in next 2 hours in the next class. Okay. So hope you understood this one. So today we just discussed about the subprograms. So subprograms are nothing but which are used to perform our business logic within our class code itself. Okay. So this class which we have written just now. So let's say I'm closing everything. Okay. So it got saved into the metadata repository because I saved it also. It has to be error free. When it is error free only, it will be saved, right? So if I need to open that particular class, yes, you can go here, open, select type as classes, entity type as classes, and in that, what's our account helper, right? Yeah, accounts helper. This is our class. So we can see that particular code. So we can either modify it, save it, do whatever operations we want to perform. We can do it, right? So this is how we can write the business logic within our subprograms. So subprograms are uh, methods. So these are two different types, procedures and functions. And in procedures, we have parameterized and non-parameterized. Non-parameterized means we are not passing any parameters on the procedure, and parameterized is we are passing parameters on the procedure, and the functions are nothing but they are going to return a value to the requesting to the requester. That means when I call this function, it is going, I will be waiting for this function to return me something. Okay, so when it is when the return type is void, it's called a procedure. When the return type is other than void, it is called a function. Okay, so yep, we'll discuss more on this, and also we will also talk about the next topic in our next class. Okay, yeah, in shortly. So 11:30 EST, I guess. So please be available that time also. I'm sorry, but unfortunately I have to go to office, and actually I'm available in the morning, which is your midnight time. So we can't have the class on daily. That's the problem. Okay. So please be available at 11:30 again. Yeah, we are going to have the next class. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that is all for today. Please be available for the next class as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.